They cannot hide anything from those who are awake. Remember this. The moment you are truly awake, the whole world becomes transparent. People walk around thinking they can hide behind their words, behind their smiles, behind their social masks. But to the eyes of awareness, nothing can be concealed. Every gesture, every silence, every hesitation speaks louder than their words. Their energy exposes them. When you are asleep, you live in dreams. And in dreams, everyone wears masks. You see what you want to see, you believe what you are told. But when you wake up, when consciousness rises like the sun inside you, suddenly the dream dissolves. You see people as they are, not as they pretend to be. You see the wounded child behind the arrogance, the trembling fear behind the anger, the loneliness behind the smile. You see through them because you are no longer seeing from the mind. You are seeing through the mind. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because awareness is light, and light penetrates everything. It reveals what is hidden not by effort but by its very presence. A candle does not fight the darkness. It simply shines, and the darkness disappears. In the same way, the awakened one does not try to read people, does not analyze them or judge them. His presence alone uncovers all truths. When I look at you, I do not see your name, your job, your personality. I see your essence, or your absence. I see whether there is someone home inside you, or only a collection of borrowed ideas pretending to live. And this is what disturbs people. The awakened being threatens all falsehood, because to be near him is to be seen completely naked, not physically but existentially. You can deceive others, you can even deceive yourself, but you cannot deceive consciousness. Awareness has no preference, no judgment. It simply is. And in that stillness, everything false falls apart. People ask me, Osho, how can someone become intuitive? How can one feel what others cannot? The answer is simple. Stop sleeping. Intuition is not a gift. It is your nature when the mind is silent. The mystery of existence is not something hidden from you. It is hidden by you, by your noise, your constant thinking, your obsession with control. The more you try to manipulate life, the more you lose touch with its pulse. The more you cling to certainty, the more you become blind to what is alive. The intuitive person is not special. He is simply empty enough to receive. You see, the mysterious are not those who hide, but those who are transparent. Because when you are utterly open, when nothing is hidden in you, people cannot grasp you. Their minds try to define, to categorize, to understand, but you are a mirror, reflecting them back. You become mysterious precisely because you have no mask. This is the paradox. The more real you become, the more mysterious you appear. Because most people live in lies, and truth looks incomprehensible to them. To be spiritual is not to collect knowledge about God, but to dissolve the one who is asking. When the seeker disappears, the sought is found, because they were never separate. But the mind wants to remain the master, so it creates the illusion of control, of knowledge, and in that illusion, the mystery is lost. I have watched people come to me and say, Osho, I feel something strange when I am near you, as if you can see everything inside me. And I laugh, because it is not that I see you, it is that in my presence, you begin to see yourself. My silence reflects you. My awareness mirrors your unconscious, and that is frightening, because the first time you truly see yourself, it is not beautiful. You see your fears, your lies, your masks, your hypocrisy, everything you tried to hide. But this is the beginning of freedom. To see the false as false, that is awakening. Once you see it clearly, it starts to drop by itself. You don't need to fight with your darkness. You only need to bring light. Those who are asleep think that awakening will make life comfortable. No, awakening destroys all comfort built on illusion. It burns everything false, leaving only the raw, naked truth of who you are. But that nakedness is your freedom. That exposure is your real face. And when you live as that, you become impossible to deceive. You can no longer be manipulated by appearances. The politician, the priest, the lover, all their games become visible. You move through life with eyes open, heart open, but untouched. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because to be awake is to see not only the surface, but the roots beneath it, the invisible currents shaping every action, every word, every silence. You see the unconscious operating in others because you have faced it within yourself. You recognize their shadows, because you have embraced your own. Only the one who has walked through his own darkness can see clearly in the dark. When you are awake, the world is not what it appears to be. People are moving, talking, laughing, working, but you can see that most of them are only acting. Life has become theater. Everyone is wearing a mask so tightly that they have forgotten the face beneath it. They don't even know they are pretending. And when someone awake appears, their whole play trembles, because truth makes all acting impossible. You see, people fear being seen because they are not yet real. Their entire identity is made of what others have told them: family, culture, religion, media. They are made of borrowed pieces, and deep down, they know it. When awareness touches them, they feel naked, vulnerable. That is why humanity has always crucified its awakened ones, not because they were evil, but because they made everyone else feel false. When you are awake, you don't accuse, you simply see. And that seeing itself is enough to awaken others, if they are willing. Awareness is contagious. The presence of a conscious being disturbs the unconscious. It shakes the dream, but the unconscious fights back. It will call you names, it will misunderstand you, it will reject you, because the ego cannot survive being seen. It thrives only in darkness, in ignorance. Awareness is death to the ego, and yet it is the birth of your true self. Mystical people, intuitive people, they live in a world that logic cannot enter. They move by feeling, not by calculation. They sense things before they happen, because they are attuned to existence, not to their minds. Their intelligence comes from silence, not from thought. You may call them strange, unpredictable, mysterious, but that is only because you live by rules. They live by truth, and truth has no formula. It dances, it flows, it responds. When a person is awake, they begin to live from the heart, not from the head. The head analyzes, the heart knows. The head is a machine, it repeats patterns. The heart is alive, spontaneous. And this is why awakened beings seem so paradoxical. One moment silent, the next laughing. One moment still as a mountain, the next wild as the ocean. They are unpredictable because they are free. Freedom cannot be understood by those who live in fear. To the fearful, freedom looks dangerous, chaotic, but to the awake it is the only truth worth living. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because even their silence speaks. The tone of their voice, the way they breathe, the light or the absence of light in their eyes. The awakened one feels the vibration behind the word, the energy beneath the action. It is not telepathy, it is transparency. You are part of existence, remember that. The same life that moves the stars moves within you, but you are asleep, dreaming you are separate. The moment you wake up, the illusion of separation breaks. Suddenly you feel everything. The trees breathing, the rivers flowing, the pain of humanity, the joy of existence. You become one with all. And this is why the awake cannot be deceived, because they are not standing outside life, looking at it. They are life itself, watching from within. They don't observe the current, and they are the current. The intuitive person does not need evidence, because truth is self-evident. They feel it in their bones. Their knowing is not mental, it is existential. You have been taught to trust the mind, but the mind is a poor guide. It is full of fear, full of noise. It divides, it judges, it calculates. The heart is different. It simply knows. You look at someone and you feel them. You sense their sadness even when they smile. You sense their love even when they stay silent. And yet, in this society, we are taught to doubt this inner knowing. We are told to trust experts, systems, statistics, as if truth were something measurable. But life is not a formula. It is mystery, it is dance. To live intuitively is to surrender control, to let existence move through you, to be a flute, not the player. When you live like this, you become unpredictable, because you are no longer following the mind's script. You are responding to the infinite intelligence of the moment. People will call you mysterious because they cannot categorize you. You don't fit into their boxes. You don't play by their rules. They will feel both attracted and threatened by you because you remind them of their own lost freedom. This is the beauty and the danger of awakening. You begin to see too much. You see the pain people hide, the masks they wear, the games they play, but you also see their innocence behind it all. You see that even their lies are rooted in fear, in a desperate longing to be loved. And when you see this, compassion arises naturally. Not pity, compassion. Because you understand that everyone is asleep, dreaming their private dream of happiness, unaware that they are already home. You begin to love people not despite their masks, but through them, because you know they are temporary. You know the real face is waiting beneath. To be awake is to live with eyes open, heart open, but without judgment. You see all, and yet you remain untouched. You know the world is a play, and you act your part beautifully, but you no longer believe in the story. You are free even while surrounded by illusion. You are light even when darkness surrounds you. People think awakening is about learning something new, but awakening is the art of unlearning. You do not add anything to yourself. You drop what is false, layer by layer, illusion by illusion, and what remains is so clear, so alive, that it almost feels unbearable at first, because for the first time, there is no buffer between you and reality. Most people don't want truth. They want comfort. They say they want to be free, but they fear what freedom demands, the death of the false self. You cannot both remain asleep and be awake. You cannot cling to dreams and see clearly at the same time. When you are awake, you see how deeply asleep the world is. You see how everyone moves like a program, repeating patterns, reacting instead of responding, living yesterday again and again. Their love, their hate, their ambitions, all recycled second-hand. Nothing original. They talk about freedom but live like prisoners. They talk about love but fear intimacy. They talk about God but worship the ego. The awake person looks at all this and smiles, not with arrogance, but with compassion, because he knows he too was once asleep. He too lived in that fog, believing his dreams were real. And only through awareness did he wake up. You ask me, Osho, what happens when one becomes awake? You stop taking anything personally. You see that people act out of their own unconsciousness, their pain, their conditioning. When they hurt you, they are not attacking you. They are projecting their own misery. When they love you, they are not seeing you. They are seeing a reflection of their own desire. Awareness gives you distance. You still feel, but you are not possessed by feeling. You still act, but not from habit. You live like a mirror, reflecting what is, without distortion. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because the awake have nothing left to hide. Their transparency makes them a mirror, and every unconscious person who looks into them sees their own face. This is why people love and hate the awakened being simultaneously. He exposes them to themselves. You may think this seeing gives power, but it is not power. It is clarity. Power belongs to the ego. Clarity belongs to consciousness. The awake person does not control others. He liberates them simply by being himself. And yet this very presence is disturbing. Imagine living among those who are asleep. You speak truth, and they hear threat. You offer light, and they shrink into their shadows. The more awake you become, the more you walk alone. But that aloneness is not loneliness. It is vast, silent, full, because you are one with existence itself. The mystery of the awake person is that he does not seek to be mysterious. His depth is simply a byproduct of his transparency. He is a clear lake. You can see to the bottom. But people are afraid of looking, because when they look deep enough, they begin to see themselves. In the presence of an awake being, all pretenses fall away. You may smile, but your eyes reveal your fear. You may speak, but your tone exposes your doubt. You may hide behind knowledge, but your energy shows your ignorance. Nothing can be faked before awareness. That is why the mystics have always been misunderstood. The crowd wants comfort, not clarity. The crowd celebrates ignorance if it is entertaining, and condemns truth if it is uncomfortable. They decorate their prisons and call them homes. They follow rules that make them safe, but not alive. And when a man comes who says, "You can be free," they tremble. Because freedom means burning everything you have known. Your beliefs, your identity, your security. Freedom means walking naked into the unknown. But remember, what is real cannot be lost. Only illusions burn. Only the false dies. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake. But you too cannot hide from yourself once you awaken. Your own shadows will come to light. The voices you have buried, the wounds you ignored, they will surface. And this is why most people run away from awareness. They are afraid to face themselves. Meditation is nothing but the courage to face yourself without judgment, to sit silently and allow all that you are, the beautiful and the ugly, the light and the dark, to be seen. When you can sit with yourself in total acceptance, you are no longer divided. That unity is awakening. When I look at you, I do not see a sinner or a saint. I see consciousness asleep in form. I see a God dreaming he is a beggar. And I laugh, not at you, but at the cosmic joke. You are the ocean pretending to be a drop, searching for the ocean. Wake up. You were never the drop. You have always been the whole. Mystical people are not different from you. They are simply awake to what you are still dreaming. Their intuition, their insight, their serenity. These are your own potentials, waiting beneath layers of noise and fear. Don't imitate them. Don't worship them. Learn to see as they see, and to see you must first be. The intuitive eye opens when the mind closes its noise. It opens not by force, but by surrender. It opens when you stop trying to know and simply become aware. When you look at the world through this eye, through the silence of being, everything becomes luminous. You can sense people before they speak. You can feel truth vibrating through space. You can walk into a room and know the unspoken mood, the hidden emotion. Not because you are special, but because you are present. Presence is the greatest power in existence. Everything hides from thought, but nothing hides from presence. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because the awake no longer live in imagination. You live in imagination. That's why you are deceived. You imagine who people are, who you are, what life is. You paint over reality with the colors of your hope and fear. And when reality does not fit your dream, you suffer. The awake one has stopped dreaming. He sees things as they are, simple, naked, whole. And that seeing is enough, because in truth, nothing is missing. Nothing is wrong. Nothing needs to be fixed. Life is not a problem to be solved. It is a mystery to be lived. You have been conditioned to fix everything. Your relationships, your emotions, your image, even your spirituality. But the more you fix, the more broken you become. Because the fixer itself is the problem. The ego cannot fix the ego. The dream cannot awaken itself. Only silence can dissolve the dream. You think the mysterious are hiding something from you. No, it is you who are hiding from them. You are hiding behind your beliefs, your opinions, your fears. The intuitive ones are not mysterious, they are transparent. You just cannot see through your own fog. To meet an awakened being is like standing before a mirror that reflects not your face, but your soul, and that can be terrifying. Because you have spent your whole life avoiding yourself. You can spend years building an identity, and in one moment of awareness, it collapses. That collapse feels like death, and in a way, it is. It is the death of the false. Every day, I watch people resist truth as if it were poison, yet run toward lies as if they were salvation. You want to be loved, but you fear to be seen. You crave connection, but hide behind your defenses. You chase happiness, but hold on to pain. You are trapped in contradictions because you live through the mind, and the mind itself is contradiction. To be awake is to live beyond the mind, not against it, beyond it. The mind is useful, but only as a tool. You have made it your master. You consult it for everything, what to say, what to do, what to feel. You have forgotten that you are the awareness behind it. The intuitive person does not ask the mind. He listens to existence. He moves like a river, trusting the flow, not knowing where it leads. That trust is not foolishness, it is the highest intelligence, because it means you understand that life knows more than you. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because the awake see the whole, not just the part. You see someone's words. The awake see the energy behind the words. You see the surface. The awake see the root. You see action. They see intention. You see time. They see eternity. And yet even this seeing is not an act of will. It is not effort. It happens by itself. Awareness reveals. You don't have to try to understand. Understanding blossoms when you stop trying. The more you trust awareness, the more intuitive you become. You begin to see patterns before they manifest, feel shifts before they happen, sense truth without needing proof. But remember, intuition is not for control. The moment you use it to manipulate, you lose it. Because manipulation belongs to the ego, and intuition arises only in innocence. You ask me, Osho, is it lonely to be awake? Yes, and no. It is lonely in the sense that very few share your clarity. But it is not the loneliness of absence. It is the solitude of presence. You are alone but full, alone but in union with all that is. In your aloneness, you discover your vastness. You realize that no relationship, no religion, no ideology can contain you. And then love arises, not as need but as overflow. You begin to love not because you are empty, but because you are so full that sharing becomes inevitable. When you live in this state, the mysterious quality deepens. Not because you are trying to be enigmatic, but because you are living from the unknown. People sense it. They feel the depth, the silence, the unpredictability. You are no longer functioning from memory. You are functioning from being. And being has no script. Look deeply. The awake one is not against the world. He loves it, but he is no longer deceived by it. He plays the game, but knows it's a game. He walks among dreamers, but does not dream. This is why the presence of an awakened being disturbs the unconscious. He is living proof that another way is possible, a life without fear, without control, without masks. And that possibility is dangerous to those invested in sleep. They will call him mad, arrogant heretic, because he does not bow to their illusions. But the awakened one does not fight. He simply is. His being itself is rebellion. His silence is revolution. His laughter is freedom. People who live from intuition, from awareness, are like open skies, no walls, no boundaries. You can try to understand them, but you cannot contain them. You can love them, but you cannot possess them. They belong to the whole. You too can live this way. The path is not far. It is right here beneath your noise. Awareness is not somewhere to reach. It is what you already are. Sit silently. Watch your thoughts pass. Watch your emotions rise and fall. Don't interfere. Don't identify. Just watch. Slowly, the watcher grows stronger. And one day the watcher and the watched are no longer two. In that moment, awakening happens. Then, truly, nothing can be hidden from you, because you are no longer separate from anything. You are the light itself, shining into all corners of existence. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake. But remember, awakening is not about exposing others. It is about exposing yourself. The true mystic does not go around reading people's energies or revealing secrets. He simply lives in such clarity that truth unfolds naturally around him. His seeing is compassion, not intrusion. When you are awake, you no longer look at the world as a collection of strangers. You see existence as one continuous movement, waves rising and falling in the same ocean. You see yourself in every face, even in those who hide behind masks. You recognize your own fear in their fear, your own longing in their love. And in that recognition, judgment dies. The ego thrives on judgment. It needs comparison to survive. But awareness is comparisonless. It sees without labeling, without dividing. That's why the awake one can see the world's madness and still smile. His smile is not of superiority, but of understanding. He knows that everything, even unconsciousness, serves the great dance of awakening. Once you begin to live from awareness, intuition becomes effortless. You no longer calculate, you feel. You no longer choose, you flow. Decisions arise spontaneously, like waves in the sea. The right action happens on its own, because you are no longer the doer. Existence moves through you. That is why the awake are calm, not because life becomes easier, but because they have stopped resisting it. They have surrendered to the rhythm of existence. They trust life, even when it destroys their plans, because they know life always knows better than the mind. The mysterious, the intuitive, the spiritual, they are not trying to be different. They are simply living in alignment with truth. The world calls them mysterious because truth itself is mysterious. You can know facts, but you can never know the mystery. You can only dissolve into it. And when you dissolve, there is no you left to know or to hide. There is only the eternal dance of life, silent, infinite, unknowable. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because there is no longer a those. The division disappears. The seer and the seen merge into one. Do you understand what this means? It means that awakening is not about becoming superior, but about disappearing. When you disappear, only truth remains. And truth has no agenda, it simply is. The world is full of people pretending to know. Politicians pretend to know how to fix society. Priests pretend to know the way to heaven. Scientists pretend to know the secrets of the universe. But the awakened one simply says, I do not know. And in that not knowing, he becomes one with the mystery itself. That is the ultimate intuition, to live in total trust without the need to explain or control. Mystical people live in that dimension. They are comfortable with the unknown. They do not demand answers, they live the question. They do not run from mystery, they breathe it in. Their intuition is not supernatural. It is supremely natural. To live intuitively is to live naked, to walk without a map, to dance without choreography, to love without condition. It is dangerous, because you will no longer fit into society's molds, but it is divine, because you will finally fit into existence. Society teaches you how to hide, how to pretend, how to behave, how to say the right words. Existence teaches you how to be. Drop your performance, drop your masks, drop the idea that you need to be understood. Be authentic, be present, and you will find that everything begins to reveal itself. You will see what others miss, hear what others ignore, feel what others suppress, not because you are special, but because you are finally real. To be awake is to be real. To be real is to be mysterious. The ultimate mystery is not outside you, it is you. The one who is searching is the sought. The observer and the observed are the same consciousness, playing hide and seek across eternity. When you realize this, the game ends, and a new play begins. You live, but you are no longer trapped in the story. You love, but without need. You act, but without motive. You exist, but without ego. And from this silence, compassion flows naturally. You no longer try to change people. You allow them to be, because you know that even their sleep is sacred. It is part of the journey toward awakening. You can wait. You can trust. Everything is unfolding as it should. One day the world will wake up. But until then, the awakened will keep walking among the dreamers, silently, compassionately, invisibly changing the vibration of existence. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake, because those who are awake are existence itself, the eyes through which the universe sees, the heart through which it feels, the silence through which it speaks. And now, the only question that remains is, are you ready to open your eyes? Are you ready to see not others but yourself? Are you ready to stop hiding from the light that has always been within you? Sit silently, close your eyes, don't seek, don't analyze, just watch. And one day you will laugh, because you will see that there was never anything to hide and no one to hide from. There was only life watching itself through you. So be awake, be light, be mystery. If this truth resonates with you, let it echo through your being. And if it awakens even a small flame inside you, to protect it, nurture it, live from it. Because once you are awake, the whole world becomes transparent. They cannot hide anything from those who are awake.